Hello, I'm Steve Olson, the Manager of Training Services for Mesa, and in this video I want to continue the workflow that I've been showing how to go from an AutoCAD floor plan to a Revit model and then use scans of a facility or a building to then double check to see if the floor plans in the Revit model are accurate. So in the last video, we've brought the AutoCAD file in, we made the walls and the columns based off of that. Now I'm going to take this over to Navisworks, and you might be thinking, well, why isn't he just bringing the point cloud in here and comparing? That's completely possible. There is a beta function in Navisworks that will allow us to view the actual scan data or the scan image and the Navisworks model overlaid. And that's the main point I want to show here. So if you're thinking, well, why isn't it just bringing the recap in? I could do that, but I want to show this other technique as well. So I just have to make sure this thing is saved, and then I'll go over to Navisworks. So in Navisworks, I'm going to go up here to append, and I'm going to browse out and find the file that I made in recap or in Revit. To set myself to all files, and there is that one there. We'll say open. It's going to bring it in, and there is our Revit model. Notice that the origin, or where this green line and red line are intersecting, is exactly where I asked the origin to be in the AutoCAD file, and also in turn the Revit model, and also in our recap model. And that's one of the big things here, is to make sure they all line up, because there really isn't a way to adjust the Navisworks project against the origin of the recap model. The other kind of tripping point here is it has to be an NWD and it can't be an NWF. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to save this first, just as an NWF. And I'll call it facility Navis. So now I'm going to go up here also and do a save as, make sure I call it and make it an NWD file. So now that I have that saved, that NWD file is what I can then connect to recap. So let's go over to recap. So now that I'm back in recap, I'm going to attach that NWD file to this project and then look at that over the scan data. So I'm going to go up here to the, or down here to my layers or my project. I'm going to say attach projects. And you notice this is still in a beta phase. Maybe if you've watched this some time down the road, it might actually be a full-fledged part of the project, but it's still just a beta phase. Here's my facility Navis NWD. I'll say open. You see it says successfully attached. If I look here, you can see that it is part of the project, but you don't see anything here. And this is the one thing that kind of can catch people. You want to get into what they call the real view, where you're actually looking at the scan image. So if I click on one of these globes, it'll take me to the scan image. If I start orbiting it around, you'll see there is that wall I did in my Revit model. You can see there's one of my pillars, and you might be thinking, well, Steve, there's an issue there. Well, that very well could be that it's an inaccuracy in the initial floor plan. And we can correct those, and that's what the next video will show, is how to correct some of these. But you can see this pillar's right on. That wall looks like it's in pretty good shape. It might be just a little bit one way or the other, so we might want to just verify that. But this wall looks like it's in pretty good shape. So there might be a few errors that we need to correct. We might want to just verify some things, at least to kind of have us double check. But otherwise, it looks like there's just a few things here that if this was a real project, I'd probably want to verify and correct to make sure that they're accurate. I want to thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to email me at my email address there on the screen. And again, thank you for watching.